instead of teaching someone how to make money online, it's more common that we see somebody who's like wants to teach somebody how to play guitar or how to
Yeah.
paint. Unlike ChatGPT, where you have to ask it questions, it's going to ask you questions, learn about what you're building. So instead of
Okay.
saying like, how do I publish my course? You
Mm-hmm.
can say, set my course to publish. Most things that people are going to work on, especially going into the future, is creative things where it's better to learn by doing it. It really does essentially everything you need as a creator to get started and sell your knowledge online. Answers thousands of questions for our team, saving us a lot of time and allowing our actual human support to help with like the bigger issues. As a creator, I would never want to use a platform where it's taking this
True,
percentage of
true.
my money, share as much content either for free or as affordable as possible to
All
teach
right.
you how to grow your business.
Hey folks, welcome to another episode of AllAboutAI.com exclusive interview series. Today, we have Bryan McAnulty, founder of Heights platform. In this interview, we'll explore the future of online course creation with AI, how Heights platform empower creators, and the role of AI-driven coaching in digital education. Let's get started.
Begin with your background. How did your background and experiences lead you into the AI industry and ultimately the creation of Heights platform?
So I think creating Heights platform couldn't have happened unless I had the background that I had.
Okay.
And that was starting as a graphic designer, then web designer, then realizing from that that we started to enjoy building like web applications instead of websites,
All
then
right.
realizing that I wanted to work with my own projects instead of only with clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so the business slowly shifted into our small web design studio, trying out these different products and things that we could build in our spare time. And I had tried other kinds of like digital product ideas, e-commerce stores, all kinds of things as an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And I had also built these other software tools and platforms that had similar business models where it was a service provided to an end user who would then be selling something to their customers.
Okay.
And so Heights platform was kind of born out of the idea that I wanted to create a better way for myself to be able to sell and deliver something like an online course, a community, a digital product, but also because I was really unsatisfied with what I saw at the time in the marketplace of like how people would actually learn and what kind of results they could get from these courses. Because I saw these online marketers that were really excellent at explaining what they were going to offer, and they were clearly very knowledgeable, but then they're selling this pretty expensive online course. You get into it, and it's basically some videos in a list behind the paywall. And so
Okay.
the student experience was really lacking. And I felt that there were all these marketing tools that solved the problems of landing pages and emails, but there weren't enough tools focused on the learning experience to actually get your customers results.
Yeah.
And so that's where it all kind of came together with what started as our initial unique value proposition being that we wanted to help our customer students get better results.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we wanted to do that was taking these principles of things like gamification, taking principles from social media sites that are designed to keep your attention glued to the screen
Yeah.
and figuring like, well, why can't we use that to help people learn? So that was the basis of starting things out in the beginning. And then as time went on, there was no AI in
Okay.
like 2018 when we launched,
All right.
but I always had this idea of what if we could help our customers better achieve their own goals of getting more customers and students and community members? And what if there was a way that we could somehow kind of coach them,
Mm-hmm.
but build some kind of AI or intelligent system that would be able to help scale our team's ability to do that because we can't help every single person one-on-one. And so we were working on all these ideas of what it would look like, how the process would work and everything, but there really wasn't a way to achieve it. And then last year, GPT-4 comes out and suddenly it was all possible.
All right.
And so while we had this idea, and I think that kind of gave us a head start that we
Mm-hmm.
realized like AI is now the solution to allow us to connect that. So that's what eventually became Heights AI Coach. the first autonomous coach that we created in our platform, and that's meant to help our customers actually learn to grow their own businesses. So it learns about your business, unlike ChatGPT, where you have to ask it questions. It's going to ask you questions, learn about what you're building, and then every week it's going to give you suggestions, recommendations, and tasks of what you should do for your unique goals. And so that's the one part of our product that involves AI. Then we also have Heights AI Chat, which
Okay.
is more of a co-pilot solution that is going to allow customers to ask questions about how to use Heights platform, but instead of just question and answering, it actually can perform actions for you. So instead of saying
Okay.
like, how do I publish my course? You
Mm-hmm.
can say, set my course to published, and then it'll say, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Does that sound good? And you can have it actually do it for you. And I think that there's not too many products that do something like this now, but uh, there's going to be, I think, most software working somehow like this in the future, that the customer shouldn't have to learn how to use the software anymore. You can
Okay.
ask the AI to kind of help you navigate it.
Amazing. Interesting story so far. So, why did the name Heights? What's the philosophy behind the name Heights platform?
I guess a little bit of philosophy as
All right.
my kind of vision and goal is like you should always be learning, always be growing. And so heights is like a
Like,
positive
okay.
representation of like growth and
I
going
see. I see.
higher.
I see. I
Yep.
see. Interesting. So, have you done any market research before launching Heights platform?
Yeah, that's a good question. So maybe I didn't do quite as much as somebody would say you should do, like formally,
All right.
but I had uh experience from my own needs and knowing that I didn't have a solution for what I needed,
Right.
and also the belief that the market was so big. There were enough competitors in the space in some way, even if they weren't serving the exact needs that I was, that I knew there was a market there.
Right.
And uh, I knew that like at certain price points and everything, it was already definitely an established and growing market. Um, I think it's grown faster and bigger than I expected it to, which is
Okay.
great. But
Amazing.
yeah, I knew it was at least enough to work out to be a viable business.
Oh, we really wish you good luck for your future things. Have more and more clients on board. So, as a CEO, what are your main objectives for Height platforms?
So it's to continue to grow and improve the product. Me personally, I am more of a product person than a marketing person.
All right.
So I want to make sure that my role involves me still being able to work on the product and not only managing my team,
All right.
because that's what I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's the kind of product-led growth approach. And really to help, it's kind of twofold, helping our creators be able to better grow their businesses,
All right.
and then enabling them to help their students and members learn better.
I see. I see. So, how does the Heights platform differentiate itself from other online course creation tools? What is
I
the
think it would
USP?
be, yeah, I think it's going to be primarily on our focus on learning more than marketing.
Okay.
And so I think most of our creators and our audience tends to be people who view themselves more as like the creator than the digital marketer.
All
So
right.
like instead of teaching someone how to make money online, it's more common that we see somebody who's like wants to teach somebody how to play guitar or how to
Yeah.
paint, things like this. So you've got the skill you want to share with the world, but you don't know exactly how to do it. And so for us, it's both using things like gamification and just the design of our platform to improve the learning experience, but also the integration with community. I think communities, paid communities, this has all become more and more popular, but
Yeah.
we were a platform that from the moment we launched, we had this integrated community feature, because I saw so many people years ago, you would sell this course or this product to people, and then you say, here, everybody go join this Facebook group.
Okay.
But that was so disconnected. And when you make a post in a Facebook group, you don't even know if your actual group members are going to see
Yeah.
it.
True.
And so our thought was we want to keep everybody engaged, not only to provide a better experience for customers, but
Mhm.
we have some unique features like projects where once the student goes and completes that course, then you've got a project where, like, let's say the course is how to build your first mobile application. The
Right.
project would be to go and build that. And
Right.
then you can make a post and share with everybody and say, hey, here's what I did, here's how I did it. And other students can comment on that. They can also vote on it. And so you can see like voting of the different members' projects.
Okay.
And this is something that like kind of embodies the approach of like learn by doing, because
Yeah.
I think most things that people are going to work on, especially going into the future, is creative things where it's better to learn by doing it than like taking a quiz about it.
Right.
And so that's a unique feature inside Heights. And the community connects with that too, because it's not only valuable for the members to have a place to talk with like-minded people, but it
Okay.
really helps you as a creator because you may have members that really enjoy being in there, and then they may go and help other members as well. And it gives everybody a better experience in the end.
Yeah, it's more of like building together, learning together, like a sharing
Yeah.
of your knowledge. Amazing. So can you quickly just tell me the features of Heights platform?
Sure. So it's a all-in-one solution if you want to sell online courses,
Okay.
membership communities, or digital products. So like downloads, coaching services, things like that. And so we give you the ability to have a checkout. You've got your whole program area that you can customize for your members. You can create web pages. You can send emails. So it really does essentially everything you need as a creator to get started and sell your knowledge online.
Okay, okay. So how do your AI tools assist creators and coaches in course creation process?
So we have strong opinions on how to use
All
AI.
right, all right.
And I think some people, when they first hear of what we're doing, they get the wrong idea and they think, oh, it's going to make the whole course for me. And okay, I'll just sell whatever they make for me.
Okay,
But we don't make the course for you. We don't make the products for you in that sense,
okay.
because the real value in what somebody has to offer is from their unique experiences
Yeah,
and unique message.
okay,
And so if you go to ChatGPT and say, make me a course about guitar, it's going to be exactly the same as everybody else who goes to ChatGPT and says, make me a course about guitar.
yeah,
And so what Heights AI does is it can create products for you,
okay,
but it's going to basically help you brainstorm. It can create an outline, but it's not going to
okay,
actually create the content for that. It can
okay,
create and like set up all of your payment settings. So what's really neat is you don't have to know the software. You
all
can
right,
say, okay, I want to offer this course. I want to have a place for people to interact with each other. I want to have some kind of worksheet download or some kind of coaching call. And you can just describe that in your own words. You don't have to understand our software's terminology. And
okay,
I'd say I will go and create all of that and say like, okay, here's what I'm going to create. It can create multiple products at once for you. And
yeah,
then it'll give you recommendations along the way of how you might build or improve those. And so you don't have to worry about the technical setup of like, okay, I've got to connect these pieces, and then this is
okay,
the offer that's going to sell everything. It's going to do that for you. And then once you put your content in it, then Heights AI can actually review your lesson content. So it's going to take the video and get the transcript from it to be able to review that based on our guidelines and give you suggestions about like, well, here's some other questions that potential students might ask about your content, or
okay,
like based on this in relation to the rest of your course, here's something you might want to do next, or here's maybe an action item for you.
okay,
So it really acts as your content creation assistant,
all right.
but you're still the one creating the content.
Okay, so it could help me like that as well. Like if I just upload a book, right? And I want Heights platform to create a course outline out of it.
So it doesn't yet just transform your own content fully like that.
All right.
You still have to kind of organize it. They'll give you the outline,
All
and
right.
then you put the content in everything.
Okay.
We're looking into the idea of, yeah, you just give it like your whole book, and then it
Yeah.
starts to like deconstruct that into lessons.
All right.
But right now, I think there's like mixed results on how well that would actually work, and it depends on your
Good.
content.
Yeah.
For some people, it might work better than others. So
Okay.
for now, it gives you the outline. You put the content in the lessons that you want it to be, and
Okay.
then it will review that in the context of the whole course to help give you suggestions.
I see. Interesting. So can you share any success story from the creators using the platform?
Sure. Yeah, so many. There's, I think my favorite ones are the things that people don't expect.
Okay.
And so I think sometimes online courses get this bad name because people online who are in the entrepreneurial space, they see, all these people trying to sell a course about how to make a course or something like this and making
Yeah.
making money online. But the reality is there's very few of those people, and most people are selling courses about all kinds of things you never heard of.
Okay.
And we had this one customer that she was teaching courses about the hammered dulcimer,
Okay.
and they've made six figures in earnings from their course.
Okay.
And I'm a musician. You can see the guitars and
Yeah,
stuff
I can
behind
see
me.
that.
I didn't even know what a hammered dulcimer was. I had no idea what that instrument even was.
All right.
And you would think most people say, oh, you've got to make something that's just really popular, niche or whatever in order to get sales. And here's this creator teaching something that people basically don't know about, and they're making a great living from it. So I think that's really like the ideal creator, and I'm glad to have someone like that as an example.
Mhm.
We've had one customer, he teaches like UX design. He's helped more than 300,000 students through his courses.
Okay.
And we've also had, as far as success with AI, Heights AI now answers thousands of questions for our team, saving us a lot of time and allowing our actual human support to help with like the bigger issues. So instead of telling you like where to find the button or something like that, we can
Okay.
help more with strategic type things or checking over something that you're doing in greater detail.
All right.
And with Heights AI Coach, probably the most interesting story was we were talking with one of our customers on a product discovery call about this,
Yeah.
and we were asking her how it's going, and she said, "Okay, I'm doing good. I'm like this percentage of my earning goal so far, so like everything's on track." And then we started to ask her about like, well, what the AI coach was suggesting to her, and like, did it feel relevant? And then she pauses for a moment and she's like, wait, I thought you guys were like working, like writing that with the AI.
Okay.
And we said, like, no, we had no idea like what it said to you.
All right.
Um, and so it was really interesting. Like she knew it was AI generated, but she thought that like we were like checking
Humans.
over or modifying everything that got sent to her.
Okay.
So that was an interesting story to show that it did not only help her reach her business goals, but it was so personalized. She actually thought that we were behind
Mhm.
it.
All right, amazing. We really wish to have more and more stories like that for you. So talking about the suggestions, so how can like Heights platform handles the complexity of different various industries? Because there could be so many industries. So suggestions should be personalized, as you said. So how many
Mm.
industries, or do you have any kind of a limitations there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Heights AI Coach is designed for mostly like the solo entrepreneur, individual creator who plans to sell some of their knowledge online through a course, a community, a download. And so if you want to use Heights, for example, we have certain people use Heights for like internal company training, things like
All right.
that.
Yeah.
So Heights AI Coach is not really going to help you in that sense.
All
You
right.
can still use Heights AI Chat, which is going to help you like set up your products and things.
Yeah.
But the AI Coach is really focused on the creator who has some kind of knowledge product that they want to sell.
Okay. So actually, it uses the same knowledge base that the consumer, the creator, is being provided with.
Basically, so what the creator does to start using Heights AI Coach, there's like this onboarding process where
Yeah.
you've got to fill out things about your business model, your goals, things like that. And then you have this weekly chat session with it. You have to have at least one chat session before it'll start working for you.
All right.
Once you do that, it'll kind of start learning on its own and then starting to give you
Okay.
feedback.
Oh, amazing. So, talking about the building communities, how does Heights platform help creators build and maintain a thriving community?
So I think one of the biggest things is just putting the whole experience together.
Yeah.
So giving creators a way to offer and package their products or their community in the way that they want.
Yeah.
And one of the features we came out with last year that I really like is the customizable student dashboard. It's kind of like the homepage that your students see.
Okay.
And you can make that be whatever kind of modules or sections match your business. So if
Okay.
you're primarily, maybe your community membership and you're not selling any kind of courses at all, you could have that show like recent community posts and things like this. You could have it show like an event calendar. And
Okay.
maybe you don't have a community yet. You started out with your courses. You want to add a community in the future. You could show like featured courses and the students' progress, things like
Okay,
that.
okay.
And so it's adaptable to what you want to do as a creator,
All right.
and you can change it as your business goals change.
So it means more of when you build a community, it becomes a kind of a marketing platform as well, right? So if somebody's new to the industry, he can bring it his own courses and introduce to the community. That's amazing. So what monetization options are available for creators and coaches on the Heights platform?
So we allow people to sell uh, through one-time payments, subscriptions, installments, and pay
Okay,
what you want payment plans.
okay,
And they can create a checkout that has any combination of those pricing plans. So like really common to offer like a one-time payment plan plus an installment option, for example.
okay.
And the way this works is you connect a Stripe or a PayPal account,
Mm-hmm.
and then Heights, very importantly, doesn't charge any additional transaction fees. So it's only the fees you have from Stripe or PayPal.
All right.
The way that Heights makes money is we just have a flat monthly subscription.
Okay.
And so that was important to me for the standpoint of, as a creator, I would never want to use a platform where it's taking this
True,
percentage of
true.
my money,
Yeah,
because the more you earn, then you're paying more for the platform, which is providing the same service. So
yeah.
our view is we're going to be the tool for you. Our pricing is based on the features you want, and
Okay.
then we don't charge any transaction fees.
That's actually very interesting for creators to have their money retained, 100% of their earnings. So, talking about AI and future developments, how will AI evolve within Height platform over the next like 2 to 3 years?
I think there's still a lot to go.
True.
So we have a bunch of AI features still planned for this
Okay.
year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people might see it and think, wow, this does more than most things I've seen in terms of AI already.
Mm.
But I think there's so much more that we can do. Basically, looking at every single process that our end customer would have in their business and figuring out, well, how can we somehow assist them with that
Okay.
using AI? And our view is kind of like we look at our customer and see who is the first two people that our customer like user persona might hire. And since they're usually an individual creator or solo entrepreneur, it's
Mm-hmm.
probably going to be like an assistant and a coach. And
Okay.
so Heights AI chat and Heights AI coach, that's your
Okay.
assistant
All
and then
right.
your coach.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So, you can say, can you describe any like how user friendly the platform is, especially for technical, like non-technical users, for like a beginner or creator from like me who has never used any creation compilation?
We really focus on trying to make it as easy as possible for non-technical users.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also some of our where we purposely have certain constraints in like how you create things in the course.
Yeah.
Like there is no default option to like change a bunch of text colors in your lesson or
Okay.
like put a bunch of videos in a random lesson. It's always like one video at the top
Okay.
because we realize that our customers are not like professional instructional designers.
True.
But they're also not necessarily technical, so they don't know like HTML or CSS, things like that.
All right.
And so Heights AI is, I think, the biggest way of providing usability to all of that,
Mm-hmm.
because not only can you ask it, hey, how do I do this thing that I'm trying to accomplish? But oftentimes you can even ask it just to help you make that change for you.
I see. I see. Talking about you can say that the features, can the platform customize to meet the specific needs of different types of creators?
Yeah, so inside a lesson, by default, you can have text, images, video, PDFs, quizzes, all kinds
Okay.
of content like this, but you can also upload or sorry, you can embed any kind of third-party HTML content. So
Okay.
if you've created some kind of like interactive tool or something somewhere else or using some other service, you can embed that in any of your Heights platform lessons.
I see. I see. Talking about the privacy and data security, how does Heights platform ensure that the data of our creator remains protected and secured?
So with Heights platform, every creator's account is like completely separate from each other in terms
Okay.
of our data architecture.
Okay.
And every creator really does have their own website.
Okay.
So Heights platform is not like a marketplace where Udemy or something like that, where it's just a bunch of different courses. It is each creator's own individual website. And depending on the plan that they're on with us, you might not even know that they're using Heights platform because they've got their own domain, their own logo, everything like this.
All right.
And so the creator can choose to offer hidden content to certain specific members or
Okay.
keep things hidden from like the public internet. Then in terms of Heights AI Coach, the privacy for that is really important too, because oftentimes you're sharing kind of sensitive information about your business.
Yeah.
And so we never use any creator chats or data for model training.
Yeah.
And everything that a creator says, it's their own AI coach. So every creator has their own AI coach. It's not like one AI coach is going to like leak data between creators or something like this.
Oh, so it means the data is insecure. That's great. You talked about the embedding, like we can embed links into the creation, the course we are creating. So, what sort of integration does Heights platform offer?
So we integrate with tools like Zapier,
Mhm.
Integrately, Pabbly Connect, all those kind of connection platforms. So that opens up a lot of possibilities there. But then in addition to like payments like Stripe and PayPal, we have Active Campaign. We have easier connections for file uploads to like your Google Drive and Dropbox,
Mhm.
and probably a couple other things that I'm not thinking of. But we try to make it as easy as possible for you to get your data into Heights.
I see, I see. So, let's say for a new user, what kind of support or resources available at Heights platform to to know the product?
So besides Heights AI chat, which can answer about Heights, it's also trained on like all of the marketing and education material that we've written over the years.
Okay.
And so you can ask it about like marketing or pricing your course, things like this. And then we've got email support as well. Like you're always welcome to email our team instead of talking with AI.
Okay.
But beyond that, we also have our own community called Creator Climb. And
Okay.
so there's over 10,000 members in that. And that is
Great.
a course, collection of courses and communities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's built on Heights platform, just like anybody else could build. So it's kind of serves as an example of what you can do.
Okay.
And that gives people training and things as well.
Okay, we just got to know you also have a podcast that's Creators Adventure Podcast. So how it
Yep.
supports your community?
Yeah, so we have a podcast. I'm the host of Create the Creators Adventure,
Yeah.
and I interview all kinds of creators, both Heights customers and not,
Okay.
about like what they're doing to grow their businesses. And so basically my view is that I want to share as much content either for free or as affordable as possible to
All
teach
right.
you how to grow your business, because if you're successful with it, then you'll use Heights platform longer.
I see. I see. Interesting. It's basically building together, improving together, right? Earning together. Right? Amazing. So, what are if you can highlight some of the most common challenges users face with Height platform and how do you address them?
I think the thing that's maybe surprising to some is that the biggest reason we see creators fail is that they really kind of don't launch their product, or maybe they launch it, they say they launched it, but they haven't really put a good effort into trying to promote it.
I see.
And I think this comes down to a number of different things and reasons,
Mm-hmm.
but essentially like we can point to different products where for some reason there would be somebody else who would say like I wouldn't launch that yet, but
Okay.
that product is successful.
Okay.
And so I think it's helping creators understand what they can achieve, and both through things like mindset, but also just better educating them of how to go about doing it, and that it is possible to uh, earn not only earn money, but even earn a living doing this kind of thing.
I see. So just how do you see the role of AI evolving in the online course creation industry? And what are the upcoming trends you think that education should businesses prepared for?
Yeah, I think AI is going to be so powerful in not only helping like creators build better products, but also just helping people learn.
All right.
We've seen all these examples of like the new ChatGPT voice that's hopefully going to come out soon,
Yeah.
being able to be used in education to teach somebody.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to be really powerful. I think what an entrepreneur has to understand now, if they want to get involved in this business, is that the kind of content that's kind of going to be like replaced or less valuable because of AI is
Mhm.
like the idea of like a mini course or something like that, where it's just this small kind of thing about something specific that is not a really high value result, and you could kind of already be getting that in a YouTube playlist or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that in the future you might as well just talk with ChatGPT about it. And what you should focus on as an entrepreneur is the higher value, like delivering a specific transformation or outcome to your customer with your unique message and experience.
So you've always been in with the entrepreneurs, of course. Your clients are basically entrepreneurs. So what have you so far like observed that what entrepreneurs these days, the young entrepreneurs, are lacking?
I think in the kind of more creator focused audience where they're not
Yeah,
necessarily digital marketers,
all
it
right.
is things about not understanding like what's the right next step to promote their business or almost
Okay,
not promoting their business at all.
okay,
And so from a fundamental standpoint, like just making a realization of, oh, this is where my customer's hanging out, and then
okay,
trying to meet them at that point.
okay.
So it's too common that somebody says, oh, I heard people talk to me about I should post on Instagram or I should post on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And then they may do that, but is that actually where their customer is? And is that actually the best strategy for them? And I think for a lot of creators, it might be better to try to have some partnership or something with somebody else, or focus on a specific kind of content that they enjoy and their audience would connect with better, because they're more, I guess, natural to create that than just like creating the same kind of content that everyone says that they should.
I see. You've already shared a couple of. So what if I asked you to give me one piece of advice for young entrepreneurs?
I would say pick something that you like
Okay.
and keep doing it. Just
All
don't
right.
stop. Because the creators that we see successful, the common theme is that they don't give up. They just continue on with it. And if you do it long enough, eventually you will be successful with it.
Means don't give up. We'll definitely keep it with us. So just I'll end this session with the most heated debate. Can artificial intelligence replace humans? Or it's a
I
unique
think
value of the human that will definitely be there.
I think the unique message and unique experiences of the human is something that cannot be replaced by AI.
Okay.
And AI is going to be instrumental in helping us accomplish things better and faster.
Mhm.
But yeah, it can't fully replace the human experience.
All right. That's really, really amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Brian. It's been actually a pleasure discussing your innovative work with the Heights platform. And we really will look forward to seeing you how your platform evolves and continue the industry as a whole. Thank you so much. Would
Thank
you
you.
like to share anything or would like to say anything to your
Um,
prospect creators and coaches out there?
yeah, if you're interested in checking out what we do, we have a 30-day free trial. There's
All
no
right.
credit card required. You can try Heights AI, Heights AI Coach.
Mhm.
And if you want to see an example of a Heights account, then go to creatorclimb.com. That's our free community. You can
Okay.
see our courses and community there.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.
Bye bye.